Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all for the national seminar on preparation for JAM 2021 in mathematics, being organized by the Government Science College Autonomous, Bengaluru. I'm Dr. Narahari N, Head Department of Mathematics, University College of Science, Tumkur University. In this particular presentation, I'm going to take you through the procedure to apply for JAM 2021, and in particular I'm going to discuss about the syllabus for mathematics JAM 2021. I'm also going to discuss about the examination pattern and the whole procedure to apply for JAM and take admission in IITs and IISc. To start with, we'll try to understand what JAM is. The full form of JAM is Joint Admission Test for Masters. Earlier it used to be Joint Admission Test for MSc, but now from this year onwards they have introduced economics also, so that is the reason they have changed the name as Joint Admission Test for Masters. This started from the academic year 2004-2005, and this was done to provide admissions to MSc, Joint MSc PhD, Dual Degree and Integrated PhD. JAM has been established as a benchmark for the undergraduate level science education in the country. In particular, JAM 2021, that is being organized next year, is organized by IISc Bengaluru. This is the website http jam.iisc.ac.in. You'll get all the information regarding the JAM examination being conducted in 2021 at this particular website. In fact, most of the presentation that I'm giving you, all the details for the presentation are obtained from this particular website itself. The examination will be conducted only in online mode as a computer-based test, which is shortly known as CBT. JAM 2021 will have 7 papers: biotechnology, which is abbreviated as BT, chemistry, which is known as CY, economics, this is, as I mentioned, introduced only this year, geology, GG, mathematics, MA, mathematical statistics, MS, and physics, PH. All the 7 test papers of JAM 2021 are of entirely objective type with 3 different patterns of questions, namely multiple choice questions known as MCQ, multiple select questions known as MSQ, and numerical answer type questions known as NAT. The applications for JAM 2021 are accepted only online through the JAM 2021 website, as I mentioned earlier. No hard copies of documents are to be sent to the organizing institute, and applicable documents are to be uploaded online to the website only. No additional requirements such as suitability tests or interview needed for admission to the master's program under JAM. However, interview is specifically needed for IISc. Going further, JAM 2021 is open to all nationals, whether Indian or foreign. There is absolutely no age restriction. For admission, in particular, foreign nationals are required to satisfy the rules and regulations of the admitting institutes pertaining to foreign students. To apply for admission to a desired program, a candidate is required to qualify in the relevant test paper and also satisfy the minimum educational qualifications and eligibility requirements of the concerned academic program. The candidates who have either appeared or are due to appear in the final examination of their qualifying degree in 2021 are also eligible to appear in JAM 2021. To continue, we'll discuss about the institutes that take admission through JAM, particularly many IITs, as mentioned here: IIT Bhilai, Bhubaneswar, Bombay, Delhi, Dhanbad, Gandhinagar, Guwahati, Hyderabad, Indore, Jodhpur, Kanpur, Kharagpur, Madras, Mandi, Palakkad, Patna, Roorkee, Ropar, Tirupati and Varanasi. These are the IITs that take admissions through JAM. And also IISc Bengaluru takes admissions through JAM, but it is going to take admissions only for integrated PhD program. Also, some particular NITs offer admission based on the JAM scores. For more details, you can visit the website ccmn.admissions.nic.in. This particular website will help you to know as to which NITs offer admission based on the JAM scores. Okay. Going further, yeah, these are the important dates that you'll have to know for JAM 2021. To start with, the examination, the JAM examination is going to be conducted on February 14th, 2021, which happens to be a Sunday. And as you can see here, there are going to be two different sessions. The first session in the morning and the second session in the afternoon. The first session will have biotechnology, BT, mathematical statistics and physics. And in the afternoon, there will be chemistry CY, economics EN, geology GG and mathematics ME. So as you can see, these are the sessions during which the JAM examination will be conducted for these papers, right? Yeah, in terms of application and all the other details, September 10, 2020 will be the day on which the online registration and application will happen on the JAM 2021 website. And October 15th will be the last date for online application and submission of uploading of documents on the website. Further, Jan 5, 2021 will be the date by which the JAM admit cards will be available for download. And February 14, 2021, as I mentioned earlier, will be the date on which the examination will happen. March 20, 2021 will be the date on which the results of JAM 2021 will be announced. And around 15th to 28th of April 2021, the submission of application form for admission will happen on the JAM 2021 website. June 16, 2021 will be the day by which the first admission list will be declared on the website. Similarly, the second admission list will be declared on July 1st and the third and the final admission list will be declared on July 16th. And the admissions for JAM 2021 for various programs through JAM 2021 will be closed on July 20th, 2021. Now we will look at the seat matrix. This will give you the total number of seats which are being offered by each of the IITs and IISc. As you can see here, for example, IIT Bhilai offers 12 seats for chemistry MSc and 12 seats for mathematics and computing and 12 seats for physics. And accordingly, these are the paper codes which have to be taken to get into these particular courses. For example, MA mathematics should be opted to get into MSc in mathematics and computing at IIT Bhilai. Similarly, IIT Bhubaneswar offers joint MSc PhD and it gives 24 seats in mathematics, 26 seats in physics and so on. Similarly, IIT Bombay, as we can see here, offers MSc in chemistry and it has 57 seats. Similarly, MSc in mathematics, it has 38 seats, and MSc PhD dual degree operations research will have 15 seats. Environmental science will have 12 seats and so on and so forth. Same way, this is going to be the seat matrix. In fact, this seat matrix is available on the JAM website itself. You can go through this and spend some time so that you will be able to understand how many exactly seats are going to be there. Moving on, some particular courses will consider the JAM scores, but they will not take in candidates just based on the JAM scores. These are the particular courses that I'm talking about here. Integrated PhD in Biological Science at IISc Bengaluru, Integrated PhD in Chemical Science at IISc Bengaluru, Mathematical Sciences, Physical Sciences, all these courses at IISc Bangalore, and MSc PhD at IIT Mumbai, IIT Bombay. For these programs, admissions will not be directly based on the JAM 2021 score. However, to get admitted into these programs, candidates qualified in JAM 2021 can apply separately to the institutes concerned. Moving on, we look at the eligibility requirements for admission. First of all candidates admitted through JAM should have a bachelor's degree. The aggregate marks or CGPA without rounding off should be at least 55% or 5.5 on a scale of 10 for general or OBC and 50% or 5 on a scale of 10 for SC, ST and PWD candidates. Also, foreign nationals with Indian degree are eligible to apply subject to the admitting institute's policy. Yeah, the JAM examination is conducted based on the zones. Altogether, there are 8 zones, as we can see here. When it comes to IISc Bangalore zone, there are going to be 8 different cities where the JAM examination will be conducted. Bengaluru, Hubballi, Hyderabad, Kannur, Kozhikode, Mangaluru, Palakkad and Thrissur. These are the places where the JAM examination will be conducted in with respect to the IISc Bangalore zone. The same way, IIT Bombay zone, there are going to be 8 different cities and so on. So altogether, there are going to be 8 zones, and these 8 zones will have various number of cities where the JAM examination will be conducted. Yeah, these are the 8 zones. Okay. Moving on, the application fee. The application fee will be rupees 750 for one test paper for female or SC, ST, PWD candidates, and for 2 test paper it is going to be 1050 for these category people. The same way for all the others, the fees for one test paper will be 1500, and for 2 test papers it will be 2100. Yeah, here there has to be one thing that has to be noted. As you can see here, a candidate can take either one test paper or 2 test papers. But as you have seen from the timetable, you should be choosing those 2 papers which do not fall in the same session. As you have seen earlier, some tests are being conducted in the morning session and some tests are being conducted in the afternoon session. So if you are choosing for 2 test papers, you will have to choose one paper in the morning session and the other paper in the afternoon session. And these are the fees for respective categories, as you have seen here, right? Yeah. During the application process, you will have to mention all the details regarding the test paper and all that. But if there is some error because of some mistake done by you, because of which you have not chosen the test paper properly, and you will have to, suppose you will have to change the test paper or you will have to add test papers, you will have to pay an additional fee. As you can see here, if you have to change one test paper, then you will have to pay an additional fee of 750 rupees, and for 2 test papers you will have to pay an additional fee of 300 rupees, and for both papers you will have to pay 1050 extra. Remember, all these fees are additional fees that have to be paid, right? The same way for all the others, it is going to be 1500 for one test paper, 600 for 2 test papers, and for both the papers it is going to be 2100. And suppose you have only applied for one test paper and you'll have to add one more test paper, then you have to pay an additional fee of rupees 300 for female, SC, ST or PWD, and for all the others it is going to be 600 rupees. Also, you will have to pay an additional fee for changing category or gender. Again, if you have done a mistake while filling the application form and you have gone wrong with the category that you have mentioned, or if you have gone wrong with the gender, then you will have to pay an additional fee for changing the category or gender. And for that to be done, once again, for female or SC, ST or PWD, and for one test paper, it is going to be 750, and for both paper it is going to be 1050 if you have to change from group 1 to group 2. And for all the others, either whether it is 1 or 2 test papers, there is not going to be any additional fee as such. Now moving on, now we look at the institutes which are offering MSc or PhD program for the test paper MA. From now on, I will only be concentrating on the mathematics paper. Yeah, as we can see here, IIT R is going to be offering MSc in economics, and for that you will have to write mathematics. You'll have to choose mathematics for JAM, and the prerequisite for that is that you will have to have a bachelor's degree in any of these combinations. The same way, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Gandhinagar and so on, all these offer MSc mathematics, and for that to be chosen, you will have to have mathematics for at least 2 years or 4 semesters in your bachelor's degree program. The same way, IITH is going to be offering MSc mathematics. For that as well, it's going to be the same eligibility criteria. IIT Jodhpur is going to offer MSc MTech dual degree in mathematics and data and computational sciences. MSc mathematics and computing is being offered by IIT Guwahati and IIT Bhilai. MSc Mathematics and Statistics is being offered by IIT TP, IIT Thiruvananthapuram, if I'm right. I'm not very sure about that. The same way, joint MSc PhD in Mathematics is offered by IIT BBS. I think this is Bhubaneswar, IIT KGP Kharagpur, and MSc PhD dual degree in Operations Research is being offered by IIT Bombay. For this, either mathematics or statistics has to be studied as a subject for at least 2 years or 4 semesters in the bachelor's degree. So, as you can see, these are the various courses being offered by various institutes. Once again, these details are readily available on the JAM website. You can go through them later. Moving on, in particular, we'll discuss a little about the syllabus in mathematics. So as you can see here, these are the different broad classifications of the topics that are being covered in mathematics: sequences and series of real numbers, functions of 1, 2 or 3 real variables, integral calculus, differential equations, vector calculus, group theory, linear algebra and real analysis. To start with, sequences and series, as you can see here, sequence of real numbers, convergence of sequences, bounded and monotone sequences, convergence criteria for sequence of real numbers, Cauchy sequences, Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem, series of real numbers, absolute convergence, tests for convergence of series of positive terms, various tests such as comparison test, ratio test, root test, and there's also going to be Leibniz test for convergence of alternating series. As you can see here, this is almost the same syllabus that you would have studied as a course in your bachelor's degree. Moving on, functions of one real variable, you will have limit, continuity, intermediate value property, differentiation, the mean value theorems, Rolle's theorem, L'Hospital's rule, Taylor's theorem, and maxima and minima. Functions of 2 or 3 real variables, once again you have limit, continuity of a function of 2 or 3 variables, partial differentiation, partial derivatives, differentiability, maxima and minima of function of 2 or 3 variables. Integral calculus, you will start with integration as the inverse process of differentiation, definite integrals and their properties, fundamental theorem of calculus, double and triple integrals, change of order of integration, calculating surface areas and volumes using double integrals, and calculating volumes using triple integrals. Vector calculus, you have scalar and vector fields, gradient, divergence, curl, line integrals, surface integrals, and the 3 famous theorems, which are the Green's, Stokes and Gauss divergence theorems. As you can see, most of this syllabus that is there for mathematics in JAM is based on what you would have studied as different courses in your bachelor's degree. Moving on, differential equations, ordinary differential equations of first order, exact differential equations, Bernoulli's equation, integrating factor, orthogonal trajectories, homogeneous differential equations, variable separable equations, and so on. The same way, linear differential equations of second order with constant coefficients, method of variation of parameters, and Cauchy-Euler differential equation are included. Under algebra, group theory, groups, subgroups, abelian groups, non-abelian groups, cyclic groups, permutation groups, normal subgroups, Lagrange's theorem, homomorphisms, and quotient groups are included. Again, only the basics are included in quotient groups. In linear algebra, you have vector spaces, basis, dimension, linear transformation, matrix representation, rank nullity theorem, rank and inverse of a matrix, determinant, solutions of system of linear equations, consistency conditions, eigenvalues, and the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. And in real analysis, you have interior points, limit points, open sets, closed sets, bounded sets, connected sets, compact sets, completeness of R, power series, Taylor series, radius and interval of convergence, term-wise differentiation and integration of power series. So this is going to be the syllabus for mathematics. There is also one more test paper, as you have seen earlier, mathematical statistics, in which some of these topics are included and some other topics are also included. Moving on, now we look at the test paper pattern. Very important thing that you will have to understand. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the entire test will be online, computer-based test, CBT, and you will be provided with a virtual calculator. And the duration of the test will be 3 hours, and the medium of instruction will be English. And there are going to be 60 questions in the whole test, and the test will be for 100 marks. Now, looking at the pattern, As mentioned earlier, there are going to be 60 questions, 30 plus 10 plus 20, which is going to be 60. And there are going to be three different types of questions. One is called MCQ, which stands for multiple choice questions. And then MSQ stands for multiple select questions. And NAT, which stands for numerical answer type. Yeah, section A will be MCQs, and this will be for 50 marks. I'm going to in detail tell you as to how these 50 marks are divided for 30 questions. The same way, the section B MSQ will be for 20 marks, and the section C will be for 30 marks. Yeah, in detail to talk about section A. The section A, as mentioned earlier, will contain 30 multiple choice questions, out of which 10 questions will be carrying 1 mark each, and 20 questions will be carrying 2 marks each. So here multiple choice questions are very well known to all of us. Basically, they're going to be 4 options, out of which only one correct answer will be there, and you'll have to choose the correct answer, and only one of them will be correct. So each wrong answer for a 1 mark question will result in 1/3 negative mark, and each wrong answer of a 2 marks question will result in a 2/3 negative mark. So as you can see here in section A, there will be negative marking. So if you go wrong with a question for 1 mark, then you will lose 1/3 marks, that is going to be 0.33 marks. The same way for a 2 marks question, if you go wrong with it, then you will lose 2/3, which is 0.66 marks. Same way, section B is going to be having 10 multiple select questions, MSQs. Here when I say MSQ, once again there are going to be 4 options. Okay, so they are going to be similar to MCQs, but the difference is that there may be 1 or more correct choices. So out of the 4 options, you might have 1 option to be correct, or 2 options to be correct, 3 options, or all the 4 options to be correct, and you will have to choose all the correct options for you to get full marks. The full marks will be awarded only if all the correct choices selected and no wrong answers are selected. That means to say that if 2 options are correct, then you will have to choose only those 2 correct options. If you choose only 1 correct option, you will be given 0 marks. And if you choose 3 choices in which only 2 are correct, then you will again get 0 marks. So that way you will not have any negative marking in section B, and there will also be no partial marking in section B. And altogether are going to be 20 marks. 10 questions, 2 marks each, that will come to 20 marks. Okay. Section C, it contains 20 NATs. NAT stand for numerical answer type questions. Here, once again, there are going to be 10 questions for 1 mark and 10 questions for 2 marks. And the answer for each of these 20 questions will be a signed real number. And when I say signed real number, it can be a negative real number, it can be a positive real number, and it can be 0 as well. So that means to say that it can be an integer, it can be a fraction, it can be an irrational number, it can be any real number varying from -infinity to +infinity. Of course, it's going to be a finite real number, and sometimes because you're using a virtual calculator or a calculator, the answer might not be exactly the same as the required answer. So that is the reason the answer will be considered in a range. What I mean to say is that suppose the answer to a particular question is 0.67, then the range could be given as 0.5 to 0.75. So any number between if you choose any number between 0.5 and 0.75, then that will be considered as a correct answer. I hope you have understood this particular part. And here obviously no choice will be shown. You will have to write the answer as a signed real number. And once again, there will be no negative marking provisions in this particular section. And obviously there are going to be 30 marks. 10 into 1 10, and 10 into 2 20. That comes to 30 marks. So this is going to be the question paper pattern. I'm going to discuss this in detail in my next video, where I'm going to show you the JAM 2020 paper, and I'm going to discuss these things once again. Moving on. Yeah. So once you have written the examination, once you have got the scores, there will be a rank and merit list that is going to be prepared. For each test paper, an all India rank, which is known as AIR, will be assigned to all the appeared candidates based on the test performance. So whatever is your score, based on your score, you will be given an all India ranking. for each appeared candidate, this will be given. And for each test paper, an All India merit list will be prepared based on AIR, based on the number of seats available in each category in a given subject. So please understand this particular point. Each appeared candidate will be given an All India ranking, but the All India merit list is what is going to be important. So whether you have a ranking, whatever is your score, you will always have your own rank, but your rank has to be there in a merit list for you to continue with your admissions. So this All India merit list will be prepared based on the All India ranking, that is based on the number of seats available in each category in a given subject. And these candidates who are eligible based on the merit list are eligible to apply for admission to any of the corresponding academic programs available at IITs and the IISc. Yeah, this point is very, very important. Only candidates who qualify in JAM 2021. That means to say that you are supposed to have your names appearing in the merit list. If your names are not appearing in the merit list, then you will not be considered eligible to apply for admission. Right? So only candidates who qualify in JAM 2021 whose names appear in the merit list will be eligible to apply for admission to any of the academic programs available at IITs. Yeah, these are some tables which will give you the cutoffs in various years. Just the last year, that means this particular year 2020, these are the cutoffs for various subjects. Particularly when I talk about mathematics, for general merit the cutoff was 33.65, and for OBC it was 30.29, and for SC, ST and PWD it was 16.82. So this means to say that if you got a score more than 33.65 in mathematics out of 100 in 2020, then you will be considered as eligible to continue with the admission process. The same way, if you belong to an OBC category, then the cutoff will be 30.29, and if you belong to SC, ST or PWD, then you need to have at least 16.82 marks in mathematics. Likewise, in all the other subjects, you have the cutoff scores. Similarly, in 2019, for mathematics, the cutoff was 22.96 for general merit, 20.66 for OBC, and SC, ST for PWD it was 11.48. In 2018, it was 16.84, 15.16 and 8.42 for general merit, OBC and SC, ST, PWD respectively. So as you can see here, if you look at these JAM cutoffs, you will probably have an idea as to what should be the probable score for a particular year for you to qualify and proceed with the admissions as such. And correspondingly, these are the ranks particularly for JAM 2020 at various institutes. For example, in IIT Bombay, for general merit, the closing rank in the first round was 21, and for EWS it was 46, and for OBC it was 81, SC it was 262, and ST it was 187. So these were the closing ranks after the first round. As I mentioned earlier, there are going to be 3 rounds. I'm going to discuss that later. So just after by the end of the first round, a candidate who has scored at the 21st rank in general merit would have got a seat for MSc in IIT Bombay, and any rank beyond 21 would not have got a seat for the first round in MEA in IIT Bombay. Likewise, in IIT Delhi, the closing rank was 98 for general merit. EWS it was 187, 274 for OBC, 879 for SC, and 1142 for ST, and so on. So these are the various closing ranks. Once again, these details are available in the website for JAM. You can go through them once again later. Right? Yeah, moving further, now we look at the admission procedure. This is going to be very important. In fact, this is going to tell you as to how exactly the admission will happen based on the ranks and based on the cutoff score. After the JAM 2021 results are announced, a qualified candidate should apply online only using the prescribed admission form available at JOAPS website, irrespective of the institute where the admission is sought. So once the results are announced, and if you are going to be a qualified candidate, that means you have crossed the cutoff score and you are considered eligible, then you can apply online only using the prescribed admission form, which is available at the JOAPS website. and it does not matter as to which institute you are trying to get into. So it is going to be the same platform where you'll have to go for the online application. And the period for submission of the online application, as mentioned earlier, is going to be April 15 to April 28, 2021. Likewise, taking into consideration the order of preference as given in the admission form and the corresponding ranks in the merit list, the first admission list for each program under JAM 2021 will be prepared by the organizing institute, and it will be announced by June 16, 2021 on the same website. So this means to say that once you have applied, and you will have to mention your preference as to which institute and which program you want to get into. So based on the preference that you have given, and also based on the merit list, there will be a first admission list which will be given for each program, and that will be announced on June 16, 2021 on the JAM website. Now once this particular list, which is the first list, is declared on the website, the intimation will be sent by the organizing institute for the candidates concerned, right? So if your name appears on the admission list, and then you will be intimated by the organizing institute, you will be intimated by the organizing institute itself. Now, along with the submission of the acceptance form, the candidates who are qualified, who are selected, will also have to pay an advance seat booking fee online within the deadline mentioned in the offer letter. So each one of the candidates who will be considered for admission will be intimated by means of an offer letter, and there will be a deadline mentioned in the offer letter, and that will be the deadline by which you will have to pay an advance seat booking fee, and you will have to block your seat for admissions. After the first list that is being announced, and after the admissions that have taken place in the first list, based on the first list, there might be some seats which are vacant, and for those seats which remain vacant after the first admission process is over, the organizing institute is going to prepare a second admission list, and this second admission list will be announced by July 1st, 2021 on the same website, and once again an intimation will be sent to each of the qualified candidates based on the second list, right? Once again, those who are intimated will have to pay a particular fees to block their seats, and after that the admission will take place, and once again the seats still remain vacant even after the second admission process, then the organizing institute will prepare a third and final admission list, and this list is going to be once again announced by the organizing institute on July 16, 2021. And remember, this list, which is going to be the third and the final admission list, the admission process based on the JAM 2021 will come to a close. Yeah, so these are some of the details that I wanted to share with you all regarding the whole admission process and the examination question paper pattern and so on regarding the JAM examination, and in particular JAM Mathematics 2021. So with this, I'm going to end with this presentation. So thank you for taking part in this particular webinar. I appreciate each one of your efforts, and I suggest you all to take up the JAM examination seriously. Go through the whole procedure. As I mentioned earlier, all these details, if not all, most of the details I have mentioned are available on the JAM website, and there is also going to be an brochure which is available on the website. You can download the brochure and you can go through the whole brochure. You will get all the details regarding this. So please go through the details, and probably you may get back to us if you have any queries. So thank you for being here. Thank you.